tonight. Kevin, we'll see if he's right.
Thanks, Doris. And as Doris provided the details, guys, the way they plan to attack defensively will be key early on, won't it?
Yeah, and early is the key word there, Kevin. If they can string together some stops right away, I think it'll really set the tone.
Which is just what they're going to be after, guys. They'd love to turn this into a defensive battle.
Here's the beast. Makes the lead pass. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances. At the free throw line here. Yeah, they were 2 pretty decent teams last season. Clark, as Steve just made mention of, their regular season matchups were interesting.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, but they had an advantage in just a few critical areas that gave them the upper hand. They did a good job of winning the majority of those games. You know, the Knicks were able to make it back to the postseason last year, but they ran into a buzzsaw when they met Miami in the first round.
Smith for 3. And that's collected by Spencer Hawes.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold. Can't find the basket.
Ivy kicks to Hawes. There's the bucket. Good. You never got the feeling the Knicks had a chance, Steve, did you, against Miami, especially with the injuries that they were dealing with as that series went on?
Yeah, Miami was just a much stronger team, and they proved that by going on and winning the championship. But remember, they also had that bizarre accident with Amari and the fire extinguisher where he cut his hand, and that set the Knicks back in that series as well.
He kicks it to Ivy, using his post move to get the 2 points. And the 76ers lead by 7.
Right from the get-go, they've been shooting the ball extremely well.
Well, I think it's a matter of just continuing to knock down shots like that. They'll get the W here, no question about it.
Here's Delk. The Knicks pull it in. Smith's got his 3rd rebound on the night. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, they did everything well in that game. Solid across the board, particularly at the offensive end.
Yeah, the definition of teamwork, Steve. Communication, passing, catching cleanly. They worked extremely well together all game long.
Here's the beast. They set the pick. Inside. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Brewer. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing it.
Uses both hands to slam it down.
You know, he may not have the elevation or the hops. He doesn't need it, though. The big fella throwing it down anyway.
He usually does save the high flying for the little guys, Clark. You're right.
You know, sometimes it looks like he's pinned to the ground, but when he gets positioned like that, he can put it down.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Delk, he's in at the point. Arnett Moultrie is out there with Andrew Bynum. Then it's Evan Turner, and it's Wright in at the small forward. The 76ers trail by 11. Kicks it to Hawes. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Well, we've got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. 2nd in steals, 11th in scoring. As for the rebounding numbers, not as strong as you would think. Top 20 in the league. They certainly are capable of better.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out, played the passing lane, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good.
Poked away. Turner with it. Now Anthony defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Hawes. And it's good. Terrific work on the offensive glass to make that one work.
Just a horrible job of boxing out.
Yeah, it's not hard. I mean, come on. You got to box your guy out.
Now the 76ers on the break.
Oh,
my.
hammer time.
Wow.
Hammer time. Well, that is fantastic stuff, guys. I mean, splendid. He's someone with the ability to make a jaw-dropping play every trip down the floor.
Well, that's why folks love to come see him play.
Exactly.
Man, I know I do, guys. He's an entertainer. That's the only way you can describe him.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. The Knicks hit shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Nick Young's checked in for Philadelphia.
There have not been a lot of years where the 76ers have missed out on the playoffs, Kevin. I mean, overall, the franchise has done a really good job of keeping the down years to a minimum and having a shot at the title in a number of those seasons.
Outside Kidd. Smith for three. Snatched up. Outside for Kidd. He feeds it to Brewer. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. Andrew Bynum is third.
How about if we just call them the top glass eaters? They gobble up those rebounds, and some guys just have a knack for being able to do that.
The 76ers making a switch here. Young's checked in. Go back to what you were saying about the 76ers, Clark. Even with all the coaching changes they've had in the last decade and a half, they've always been, it seems like, in the mix somewhere, somehow, and especially now with Doug Collins. Steve, we know a lot about him, don't we?
Yeah, one of the best coaches in the league. Great broadcaster, but an even better coach, I think. And he really turned that team around, turned that franchise around. And the question now is, can they get to the next step?
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. The Beast in their last matchup against the Nuggets provided a nice lift. He had 6 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. A strong statement game from him to open up the season. The kind of game this team is hoping to see consistently.
All right, Doris, and by the way, Doris, you are really bringing it tonight. Thank you very much. Definitely a nice performance, and Clark, he's got to be happy with that.
Absolutely, Kevin. I was there. Love seeing him get down to business and handle things the way he did. He made key plays. A very, very impressive job.
Isn't it great to see a guy like that just come through under pressure? He seems to just thrive in those situations.
Kidd dishes to Carmelo. Now the 76ers on the break. Dealt. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And they're making this a game here, putting together a nice run.
Making it a game? How about anybody's game? I mean, they've caught fire, and it's a toss-up right now, guys.
Smith for three. Gets it to go. Smith's got 18 points in the game.
Big mistake not having more defensive pressure on him out there.
Here's the Beast. 6 points for him. And now the Knicks on the break. Anthony leading the charge over Young. And Anthony gets it to go. And it's an 8-point Knicks lead.
Well, Carmelo belongs in that group of guys who you say, maybe he's the best scorer in the league. He's certainly close. He's right there with Kobe and Dwayne Wade, LeBron, for sure. He's so skilled, he's so strong, and he's just got a knack for getting the ball in the hoop when the time is right.
His ability to do that, Steve, is a big part of why he can get a shot off anytime. I mean, he knows that he doesn't need too much space. All he needs is a fraction, and he's able to rise up over guys or go through them.
The 76ers have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
First one falls for him.
You know, most great teams are really built around 1 or 2 stars and then some role players surrounding that core. But the Sixers are different. They don't have a superstar. So they've played the last few years with a group of young guys who are athletic, who play together, who defend, and they try to get out and run. So for the most part, it's been pretty successful. But again, so tough to win in this league at a high level without a star.
And there are a group of teams that have found success, Steve, like that. You know, you can point at teams like, say, Memphis and the Indiana Pacers, Clark. You know them. And certainly, Clark, the 76ers along that same vein.
You know, Kevin, as Steve said, it's hard to win without a star, and you wonder if Philly will eventually shake things up to bring somebody in of that level. But I'm not quite sold on the fact that you can't do it at a high level with really good, cohesive players. And much like the Sixers, Grizzlies, Pacers, those teams have good young players, and I think they can.
Chandler right side. Shumpert. New York moving it around. Anthony drives in. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Anthony's got 32 points.
Just adds to what has already been a great day for him.
Bynum with a screen on jumper. Bynum inside. Here's Holiday. And Chandler sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
9 seconds of the shot clock.
Young left side. Shot clock at 3. Here's Delk. And Stoudemire pulls it down. Stoudemire's got rebound number 5 here tonight. He'd better get a move on. Here's Shumpert. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
I think he's capable of shooting the ball much better than he has so far. I don't think there's any doubt about that, guys.
Anthony drives in, shoots it up, and it's Stoudemire missing.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Bynum, running by Stoudemire. He hits it from 9. And that's 20 points here for Thaddeus Young.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
And Shumpert kicks to Stoudemire. Feeds it to Shumpert. Anthony passes to Stoudemire. He's against Young. Fires from 14. And it's Stoudemire missing.
That's a look that he'll never pass up. The one he'll usually never miss.
Delk. Again, Philadelphia.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half. But he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, Cal. Mike Woodson had some words for his team over that last break. His message, don't even look at the score right now. We've got to make one play at a time and execute. That's how we'll take this thing home. Kevin, he's trying to keep him focused.
Thanks, Doris. He dishes it to Carmelo. Richardson covering. Here's Shumpert. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got his 5th assist in this one. .146 left in the game. Takes a shot at the elbow. Nice jump shot. Good. The Beasts got 5 points in the quarter. Smith kicks to Stoudemire. He passes to Carmelo. Dishes to Chandler. Shumpert. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He drops the first one, and that will push the lead to double digits.
Just perfection for them from the foul line in the second half.
Well, they haven't missed, and they look as cool and as comfortable as a baby in a nice bassinet. Every time they step up to the line, it's easy and relaxed.
Rebound by the 76ers. Richardson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Puts it up from 17. Can't get it to go.
I think he's just got to compose himself, gather himself. He may be trying a little too hard out there. Let it flow. Let it happen. Don't force it.
And Shumpert kicks to Smith. Anthony backing him down. Shumpert jacks up a 3. And it's good. And the Knicks lead by 14.
What a quarter for him, and with this lead, I mean, they might as well just ride him the rest of the night.
And that is good.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
But they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, and they don't need to do anything to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just take time off the clock and squeeze the orange. Don't turn it over.
Here is Chandler, and he converts the layup.
And that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling it on a bit.
Holiday goes in. And here's Richardson outside. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
That makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that.
Here's the Beast. No dice from 9 feet out. So no problem for New York as they get the win.